Consistency is one of the most misunderstood things people try to build in their life. Most people think it comes from discipline, from doing more, pushing through, and holding yourself to a higher standard. But if that were true, you would already have it. You've been disciplined before. You've shown up through hard seasons. You've followed through when it mattered. You've proven that you can handle difficult things. So the question isn't, can you be consistent? The question is, why doesn't it last? And the answer is simpler than most people expect. You're trying to build consistency at the wrong level. You see, most people try to be consistent with outcomes, with big actions, with fully built routines, with the version of the plan that only works when everything lines up perfectly. But consistency doesn't come from what you do at your best. It comes from what you can repeat when things are normal. In other words, real everyday life. Normal isn't perfect. Normal is busy. It's unpredictable. Sometimes it's low energy. And sometimes it's even a little bit chaotic. So if your definition of consistency requires you to operate at a high level all the time, it will always break. Because that version of you isn't available every day. So let's shift this. Instead of asking, how do I stay consistent with this plan? I want you to ask this. What part of this can I actually repeat? Not once, not even when everything feels aligned. Repeatedly. Because consistency isn't intensity, it's repeatability. And repeatability requires honesty. Let me give you an example. If your plan is an hour of focused work every day, that sounds good. It makes sense. But if your real life only supports that 3 days a week, then that's not a consistency problem. That's a mismatch. But if you adjust that to 20 minutes you can reliably return to, now something changes because you can repeat it. And repetition is what builds momentum. Small, aligned actions beat perfect plans every single time. Because perfect plans depend on perfect conditions. But aligned actions, those adapt. And over time, those smaller actions compound. Your confidence builds, your identity shifts, your follow through becomes natural. Not because you forced it, but because you made it sustainable. This is where people get it wrong. They think doing less means lowering their standards. But what actually lowers your standards is constantly starting over. Repeatable actions raise your standards because it creates evidence. Like, I can show up. I can follow through. I can build this over time. So if there's something in your life right now you want to be consistent with, don't look at the whole thing. Break it down, strip it back, and ask, what version of this fits my life enough that I can return to it again tomorrow? That's where consistency begins. Because consistency is not what you can do once. It's what your life can hold repeatedly. And when you build it that way, it doesn't feel like something you're chasing. It becomes something that you live. If this has shifted how you think about consistency, stay with this series, because next we're going to look at what aligned action actually looks like day to day and how to build a life that supports it. So if you're ready to build consistency that actually lasts, subscribe. Stay here in these conversations. I'll see you in the next one.